everyone, we hope we find you well. Thanks for joining us again. This video is quite long, but it's the end of this particular cruise. And also, just before I go, the title, Narrowboating to the Shops, is actually quite interesting, but you'll have to watch the video to see what it's all about. So, I'll finish my talking. You can see on the map whereabouts we are and what we do. So, why don't you come along? I think you'll find it enjoyable. In fact, I know you'll find it enjoyable. So, no more talking. Let's get going on this particular cruise.
See you in a minute. I think this is the fastest we've ever done these, isn't it? Lovely moorings when you come down the Adderley flight. Adderley. Cool. The Adderley flight. Both sides, in fact. Normally jam-packed here, but not many here today, but a bit too early for us. very soon we'll be at the thick of it. I'll let you work that one out. I've mentioned it before if you've been listening in a previous video, but I'll explain more when we're actually there. One of them days what you get now and then. You don't want it to finish just perfect. Right. Right.
Problem lock number 1, 6th lock of the day. Okay? Keithy! Keith! Is there anything coming up? Can't see anything coming.
These first two locks seem a bit separate to the rest of the flight at Ardlam. There's quite a big gap when you go from 2 to 3. Beautiful moorings, by the way, between 2 and 3, but they just seem a bit separate, but they're not. They're all part of the 15. And like I say, we've done these many times and we love these locks. We really do. Within this quite long pound, there's a little bit of history here. Behind those trees, what you can see to the left, somewhere in the overgrowth, and just seeing if I can see it now, but it doesn't look, it looks like it's been overgrown, but it might be around this point. In fact it is. That was a wharf, believe it or not. What you've just seen then, that was a wharf for the hamlet of Cox Bank. Used to be a drop-off point and a pick-up point for goods. So it's hard to spot that because it's that small, but at least I've told you. Besides that little unknown wharf to Cox Bank, in this pound they discovered some abandoned Shropshire flyboats. I think it was around 2003. And they were extensively surveyed as well. I don't know what happened to them, but it's hard to believe on such a popular canal you can discover something so unique. But I thought I'd pass you that little bit of information on. Earlier on, I mentioned something about thick. Well, that's what we are now. We're in the thick of it. That's what the old working boatmen used to call this flight. Yep, they used to say, we're on our way, we're doing the thick.
We finished work 10 years ago and we always said we didn't want to be just sitting in the day.
We're near, as you can see, Bridge 77 at the moment. What's significant about that? There's nothing dramatic, but near to Bridge 77, and I have got it, I'll show you a little bit of it on the video, there's drainage, one of the early drainage systems, like little it's not neat and tidy, but what's supposed to happen is the water used to run off the sides and go down this. It's not a tube, it's just dug out like bits of brick and that, you know, like they would do all them years ago. But it gives drainage. Why? Because it was notorious for all the towpaths on these locks, with them going up and down and that, and some overflowing now and then, getting very, very muddy. And the water used to come down from the sides and just make it a mess. And that used to drain off the water. You don't see that in many places now. You know, they just, that's another thing unique about the Orland flight. And like I say, I've done the little video, and you can have a look what I'm talking about. Another little bit of information again on this flight for you. If you look there and you see that metal gate, well, there was used to be behind it, obviously demolished now in the 1960s, was a cottage designed by Thomas Telford. And it had no running water, no road access, no electric. But rather than it being upgraded or anything, it was allowed to be dismantled. I wonder if it would have been allowed to in this day and age, with all like the interest in history. But again, I thought I'd just tell you that little bit of information, just in case you're wondering what that metal gate was about, or what did it signify. When I was talking to you about the cottage, what was used to be behind that gate, that was near lock number 8, if anybody is interested in knowing. And now I'm I'm just going to hover a bit while Bernadette just fills up lock number 9.
Keep the bird wash.
I have some more information for you shortly, but I bet none of you knew that there was some shops in the middle of the lock flight. I think it's getting towards lock 10 or 11, around that area. Let's have a look. 9, probably lock 10 it is. There's some shops there. Very handy, aren't they? Mind you, I don't think you'll be getting much work from these particular shops, but again, I'll tell you when we get down there. Just why I'm just floating around waiting for Bernadette to fill lock number 10. I talked about the shops. Well, when we go into the lock, you'll see the shops. Often, very often, and I've seen it in some videos as well, people have said that what you're going to see are stables. Well, they're definitely not stables. For a start, it's on the wrong side of the towpath, and they won't say, "Gee up, Neddy, jump over the locks to your stable." But that's what some have said. But once I get in, I'll explain everything to you. And I found it quite interesting when I first heard about it, and I hope you do too. Well, there you have it.
Hey,
That is the shops.
hey.
There's a carpenter's shop, a blacksmith's shop, and of course a stonemason's shop. This was just a complete workshop for everybody who carried out repairs, you know, along the canal. You have lensmen who check everything, and then they give jobs to people. Also in this spot as well used to be a crane, and that used to be on rails, and it used to lift all the giant pieces of stone off the barges what used to stop in the lock here and get unloaded for the maintenance of all the locks. I think it's really fascinating, and the thing is, there must have been some pressure on that for them to do that, real pressure, because it was big money. You know, there was a lot of money involved, and flyboats had perishable goods on them. They were travelling like 24 hours a day, so they'd be coming through here at all times. Stoppages, I wouldn't like think how fast they had to repair them. If they didn't, it would cost a lot of money. So, another bit of info for you. You've got the shops and you've got a lock oval as well. I spoke about that before. And that's where the lensman stayed. Could keep warm in there, cook his lunch, have a fire on, and the same goes in the shops. After Lock 11 it starts to get a little bit busier, and that's because of the village of Ardlam, hence the name of the flight, the Ardlam flight. 3 good pubs, a co-op, boaters facilities. It's a little bit of a popular stopping off point, this, for a lot of boats. The next lock is the famous, for all the wrong reasons, lock number 12. Sometimes the bywash on it, it's like a cascading waterfall going 100 miles an hour. So it'd be interesting to see what it's like when I come out of the lock and go under the bridge, whether I'm in trickle along mode or all systems go mode, as in as fast as possible. The good thing is though, and it is a good thing, because the boat's very, very heavy, you know, boats of this length, 60 foot, 18, 19 tons is normal. Because this has got thicker steel, when we had it weighed just under 24 ton. So that means it doesn't move as easy. The only problem is, if it does start moving, it doesn't stop as easy. So you take your pick. This cruise, what we've been on, although we didn't reach the goals of what we was originally going to do, and so those who've been watching will know because of Bernadette's dad's passing and her uncle as well, we didn't cover half as much as what we thought we would, or went to the same places. Instead, we've relaxed along the length of the Shropshire Union. Never gone this slow before, and never ever took our time as much, and had some lovely stays, you know, got the chairs out, the wine, music, an occasional bit of telly. We don't seem to watch much telly when we're on the boat, even though we've got everything set up. I do need to, you know, people who watch, I do need to show the setup we've put for our entertainment on board, because we thought a lot about it when we had the boat built, and at some point I'll have to explain it to you what we had done, but that's for another time. For now, we're just continuing down the last few locks of the Orland flight. The Shroppy flies nearby. I don't know if we're going to nip in or not. I'll have to ask Bernadette. 50-50 decision that. But now we're going straight in to lock number 12. We dropped on a bit there again, going up and coming down. There must have been a boat further back filling up the lock, and that stops the water flowing down the bywash, so it makes it a bit easier for us. So I won't have any arguments or complaints about that. The Shroppy Fly used to be a warehouse, and there was a wharf at the front for all the unloading, etc. And a crane. That's not the authentic, you know, real crane, but they've put one there to give you that effect. And the pub itself is named after the Shropshire Fly boats. And one thing, it's got a narrowboat as a bear inside. Mistakenly about it, people think it's a fly boat, but it's not. It's a joey boat, which was like the little workhorse type boat for around the Birmingham area during the Industrial Revolution. Don't know how they've got it up here, but that's just so people are aware who are watching this. If you ever come, if anybody thinks it's a Shropshire Fly boat or a Shroppy Fly boat, it's not. It's a joey boat. Sadly, that's it for this cruise. I think we'll have a little break before we go off on another little adventure somewhere. But we sincerely hope you've enjoyed coming along with us. We've enjoyed the trip, tinged with a little sadness because of memories, but we have enjoyed it. And we look forward to you coming with us on the next one. And don't forget as well, all this business of subscribing, liking, commenting, you're all quite welcome to do so. But that's it for now, and we'll see you when we carry on somewhere. I've no idea where, but one thing for certain, we'll be enjoying it and taking it easy. But for now, that's it. Stay safe, stay well, and I think we deserve a bit of a rest. Ta-ra.